All right, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Little different this week, as you can see. I got my boy Chaz. Chaz, say hi to the people.
What's up, peeps?
The tens of viewers we're gonna have. But no, little different this week. We're not gonna talk about sports because we are going to be breaking down the new Game of Thrones trailer, and the reason I have Chaz on here is because it's very dear to me that he's on because we are both massive, massive fans of Game of Thrones, and I know Chaz would attest to that.
Obsessed.
Obsessed
Obsessed.
is a good word for it. I
That's
mean, I don't think I can remember a few years ago, Chaz. I think, didn't talk about it for a month. That's the longest we've gone.
yeah. Even whenever the show goes off for a year, like last year, it was like a year and like 3 months. We talk about it still.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't keep, I haven't kept track. And over the last year since it's been off the air, uh, but I still don't think we went a month. We might have gone a month without talking about it, but I can vividly remember going about a month, month and a half without talking about it because I was keeping track. I'm like, okay, day 20 without talking about Game of Thrones with Chaz, day 25, and so on and so forth until finally I think you broke it and texted me.
Whether it's like you said, whether it's us talking about it, texting, sending a picture, tagging in a tweet, tagging.
Oh, it feels like you tag me in something on Instagram, Game of Thrones related, once a week.
Exactly, yeah. And then you're like either shut up or I don't want to entertain it or that's pretty
Well,
interesting.
because you know the for the people don't know, but Chaz, you know how to get under my skin. I don't think anyone in my life knows how to push my buttons quite like you, and you know what bothers me with this show, and it's non-book readers, which you're a non-book reader. No, you kind of are.
I'm in the middle of. I'm actually going. I I was. I'm in the second one. I'm in the middle of the second one.
Yeah. So you're kind of a book reader, but you come to me with a lot of stuff because I've read all the books. And even then, I don't claim to be the most knowledgeable Game of Thrones fan. I think you've hit me up with some stuff that I'm like, I didn't think about that. Um,
You know a good bit though.
I know. I will say I know a decent amount. I know my stuff. But you love to send me stuff that's bizarre, and you know it's bizarre, and you know it's gonna get me riled up. Especially anything regarding Bran being the Night King that drives me insane because it's such a dumb theory. And you tagged me in that this week.
I
I said, what did I send you? I'll find it here.
You said how can you said like in all caps, how can he be here? How can he see himself or touch himself, reach out and touch
That's right.
himself?
That's right. That's what it was. I was like, how can he be in two places at once, Charles?
Yeah.
And that's what for the listeners, I call him Charles when I get riled up because I still claim that that's his real name, even though I've seen your not your birth certificate, your social security card, and your name is not Charles. It actually is Chaz, but I like to call you Charles anyway. You're in my phone as Charles.
Oh, I believe it. 100% believe it.
But so anyway, so what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna play the trailer on my laptop here, and we're gonna break it down every little bit. And Chaz, feel free to chime in with anything, ask me anything. I'm gonna every so often gonna ask you, pause it and be like, hey, this is what I think is going on in this part. So you good with that?
Good.
All right, let's get to it. Let me pull it up here. All right, can you hear that?
Yeah.
I know death.
Feels like I can't hear it.
He's got many
I
faces.
can't hear it.
You can't hear it? Well, shit. Oh, I think I know why. It's because I'm talking to you.
What about this?
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put it on my phone here and put it at the microphone. I did not think about this. If you're on FaceTime, it will lessen the volume of other stuff so that you can watch your FaceTime or listen to your FaceTime call firsthand. Yeah, I'll put it on my phone here.
because there was something about the very first part I wanted to ask you about and what you thought.
All right.
Stop.
Can you hear that?
Yep.
Okay.
Stop.
What's up?
Okay, so when you see her face,
Yeah.
she is in Winterfell, hiding somewhere from Whites, more than likely. Right?
I think so. Let me play a little bit more.
Okay.
Just to see. Some people say that they can see it behind her.
Yes.
I don't believe that, but let me see.
I know death. He's got many faces. I look forward to seeing this one.
All right. I still don't really see anything, but I've seen stuff on social media where they've really broken it down and like zoomed in behind her and they feel like they can see the white. I don't really buy that, but I'm curious to know what you think.
I think she's obviously hiding from a White. Obviously, she has to be in Winterfell.
Yeah.
Obviously. I'm guessing this has obviously been after the battle has been taking place for quite some time, because the thing is, though, is, which this is a different question, when it comes to the battle, there's going to be people outside of Winterfell, there's going to be people fighting inside.
Which, I don't, not to interrupt you, I don't know why you would do that. Why would you have people outside the walls of Winterfell?
Like, I know, like what Ramsay...
Maybe there's not enough room. Maybe there's not enough room in Winterfell. But
you know the Unsullied are out there waiting on them, obviously, at the end.
I just don't get it. Why wouldn't you just stay inside, make them climb over the wall, and then you're waiting there with the high ground, stabbing them with the dragon glass? I don't know. Just doesn't make a ton of sense. They'll probably explain it, but maybe there's not enough room in Winterfell.
I would say probably not, but I would say she's probably not out on the field.
She's inside.
Because you see her fighting, obviously, in the trailer.
Yeah, she's inside. At first, I thought this was the crypts. Now, maybe she starts in the crypts and makes her way out. But my friend, and I just noticed, my friend pointed out that there is a window that she runs past. So maybe she's like in a dark corridor, but doesn't mean neither of us are wrong. Maybe she does start in the crypts and make her way out, and she passes by a window. But I think that'd be interesting if, like, for instance, she's in the crypts for whatever reason. One theory, though, I will have, Chaz, not to get too off topic, was maybe she gets that scared and she just runs to the crypts. But I can't see Arya doing that. She's such a badass.
I saw something where Maisie said the conflict with Arya in this actual season is Arya, no one. She's trying to balance the two. So
she's already abandoned no one.
But still,
that was what the whole episode No One was about in season 6. Was I'm Arya Stark. I'm going home.
That's what I heard Maisie Williams quote, which that could be a lie.
Maybe. I mean, you've also, not to get off topic, but you've tagged me and stuff with Sophie Turner, who said, like, this season's full of betrayal, and I sent back, like, every other season hasn't been full of betrayal. And I was like, plus she's known to lie about stuff. I remember her doing like a 2 truths and 1 lie, and I don't think any of them happened.
I think you're exactly right.
But anyway, like, back to Arya. I don't see her being that scared to where she feels the need to run to the crypts, like to hide from the whites. Maybe she... Go ahead. I know you got to say something.
I'll say it could be 2 different things. It could be she got scared and ran. But you see her later in the clips, which obviously people had seen will know she's fighting. So my thought was, hey, wherever she was, they were fighting, got outnumbered. Most of the people were gunned down or killed down, and she retreated.
Okay. I could see that. I could see them getting like... Because okay. Now I'm thinking about it. That makes a ton of sense. Because... Clearly, the Crypts of Winterfell is a big deal. We saw that in the teaser trailer.
She couldn't be in the crypts because remember...
But maybe she's heading there.
because the people that aren't fighting are in the crypts. I think.
Right, but maybe so. Here's where I'm going with this. In the books, now I don't know if they're going to do it in the show. The crypts of Winterfell goes deep down, like several like floors almost down. So my theory is, what if like they're all the way at all the people are at the bottom, and their kind of rendezvous if things go bad, like just go to the crypts, just head further and further down. And like you said, what if they breach Winterfell and she's trying to find her way down, and like they find her, and she's running, and so on and so forth, trying to get away from them. That's a good idea. I like that. It's better than mine. Like maybe she got scared, but no, yours makes more sense.
That would actually be very interesting.
I think you're onto something with that. You got anything else?
What seconds are you at? Because I was going to ask you, how many seconds are you on?
23.
I want to know who you think she's talking to when she pulls out the dagger.
Gendry.
Ooh.
I think it's Gendry. I sent you a theory. My friend Steven, who's been on the show, said that he thinks Gendry's going to find a way to either forge the dragon glass with their weapons, which I think they're already doing, and maybe he's just better at it, or he's going to find a way to make Valyrian steel.
Okay, so you think Gendry.
I think it's Gendry. It looks like it's... I'm going to rewind here on my phone.
Because you got to think of all the things, because she's commentating at the very...
Yeah, hang on.
I look forward to seeing this one.
I missed it. Hang on. It looks like almost...
He's got many faces. I look forward to seeing this one.
It almost looks like a forge. I don't know if you call it a forgery, but an armor forge or something. Where they forge their weapons. Maybe, or maybe like she's in her room and someone brings it to her. I don't know, but I think it's interesting though who she's talking to. I think it's Gendry though. I'm gonna say Gendry, who, by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and say I hope they bone this season.
I hope so too. I'm down with that.
That's a love interest I could see happening. I don't know if they'll end up together, but that's something I could see happening. I've said that for years, and you can attest to that.
Oh yes.
All right, let's move on. On April 14th. Okay, let's talk about this.
Yes.
The Greyjoy ships. You asked me about this, and you thought it was Theon, I believe.
I don't think
it's not Theon.
It's the Golden Company.
It's the Golden Company for sure. And I believe I sent it to you, and you thought I was kidding with you. But his name is Homeless, I think, Harry Strickland. He's the... Harry Strickland? Is that who I said?
Yes.
Okay. He is the leader of the Golden Company, who is the army of sellswords that Cersei Lannister is hiring for if the dead or the living, we're going to assume the living, come south after the battle in the north. And you look at the ship, it's filled with people in gold. That's not Ironborn. That's the Golden Company, for sure. However, he looks almost identical in the back to Season 1 Jaime Lannister.
That's exactly what I was thinking, too. I was thinking the exact same thing.
I look at him, I swear to God, his hair, the armor, his sword even looks like a Lannister sword.
I'm looking at it right
now. If you zoom in, I don't know if you can, but if you zoom in, it looks like Widow's Wail or one of those other Lannister swords. It looks like a lion on the hilt.
Dude, it does.
It does. I don't think now here's what I think. I don't think it's Jaime, because Jaime in the book or in this season doesn't have hair like that. It's still fairly short. He's got a beard. I mean you can't really tell, but I don't think this man has a beard.
You don't have that armor on either.
Yeah, and I believe I can't see his hand. I was gonna say he doesn't look like he has a golden hand either, but you can't see it. But my theory is maybe it is a Lannister sword, but like not like the Valyrian steel ones. Maybe it's just like a regular Lannister sword that was forged, and they gave it to him as a gift for his new allegiance with the Lannisters. Just my thought.
That was when you called the Golden Company. I was like,
it's the Golden Company. I mean, you've seen it by now. I know you agree with me at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Just it's weird though that they bring in a new character in the last season. I guess you have to, because I mean, they're gonna bring them in anyway. The Golden Company. You got to have the leader of the Golden Company. Just odd to have a new character.
We've met 2 people from the Golden Company once or twice.
I don't think any.
No, remember Stannis and Davos went there.
No, they went to Bravos.
No, didn't that guy come and visit Cersei from the Golden Company?
Who?
I don't know his name. It wasn't an.
And last season that was with the Iron Bank.
Yes, you're exactly right.
The only thing we've seen is like basically the Iron Bank. The only sellsword company, I call them companies, army that we've seen is the Second Sons.
Hey.
I don't believe it for 1 second, Chaz. I know what theory you're talking about, but go ahead and address it.
That's Dario.
I know. Dude, Dario has dark hair.
He dyed it.
No, he didn't. Stop it. No.
Okay, put it this way. You don't think we'll see Dario ever again?
I don't. Unless they reach out to him and he comes there, but that's an awful lot of travel.
You don't think he'd want to get back at Dany and find out that she found another lover?
No. One, how is he going to know? How is he going to know?
Raven. I don't know. I guess not.
Yeah, they keep in touch, and she's like, yeah, I'm getting plowed by some new guy.
Would you like to see Dario back or not?
I wouldn't mind it. I always kind of liked him. He was interesting.
Okay. One thing I was going to ask you one more thing about the Golden Company. In the books, who do you see this guy through whose point of view?
Tyrion, I believe.
How does Tyrion see him? Where at?
Well, this is where we're on the books, is the Battle of Meereen, which took place in season 6. Okay. That happens, but it's going to happen opposite, not opposite, but different in the book. So in the show, it happened at the very end of the 6th season. In the books, it's going to happen at the beginning of the 6th book. And in my opinion, that's how Barristan Selmy's going to die. That's just my opinion. Because I don't think they would have killed him off if he's not really dead. Or if he wasn't going to die at some point.
Because he died in the alley against Sons of the Harpy.
In the show, he dies against the Sons of the Harpy. He's not dead, though, in the books.
I know in the books he's not.
But yeah,
okay.
I think he's going to die at some point in the battle, which, again, paves the way for Tyrion to come into Meereen and rule it, while Jorah proves his loyalty back to Dany by rescuing her from the Dothraki. That's how it's all. Again, it's all going to go down like it does in the books. It's just going to be a little different. But yeah, so moving on.
How many seconds are you on?
29.
I wanted to ask you something at like 30 some.
30 some. Okay, this one with
Tormund and them.
Yeah, Tormund, Beric Dondarrion, and I didn't know who it was, but Dolorous Ed Tollett.
Where are they at?
It looks like it looks like the Crypts of Winterfell, but there's no way they made it back. There's no way they went from Eastwatch to Castle Black to get Ed, then to Winterfell before the White Walkers got there. There's no way. So it has to be, in my opinion. I'll tell you what. No, maybe not. I was gonna say something like the tunnel underneath the wall, but I don't think that's it. It doesn't look like it.
I was thinking of
or maybe some sort of passage underneath Castle Black. They've definitely made their way to Castle Black, though.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, I just want to know if you were if you thought they were in Winterfell or not.
Maybe, and it's like after the battle, but I don't see that happening.
Gotcha.
I think the Night's Watch is gonna come down and almost kind of save the day, even though there's only 50 of them. I think that's what they're gonna have.
Even if some of them aren't already dead.
Well, obviously the ones at Eastwatch are dead, except for Tormund and Beric, which I didn't understand anyone that thought they were dead. I was like, they are clearly there, alive, watching the wall fall. It shows them alive.
Yeah.
But no, like maybe, I don't know, here's one. Maybe there's a secret tunnel from Castle Black to Winterfell. I don't know. Maybe that's an awful long way, but could work. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll say, because Chaz, I know you're not gonna. You've been very in the dark with some of the, not spoilers, but I showed you set photos and you did not like it at all. But one of the set photos in King's Landing is Jon with members of the Night's Watch. So they have to leave Castle Black at some point. I think they're going to join the battle at Winterfell. I don't know how, but I think they will. They'll ride down and save the day somehow, even though there's maybe 10 of them. Help them. They'll help them out somehow.
With
you know, like maybe, you know, before Jon can kill the Night King, like,
Ed,
or maybe he's trapped and then Ed stabs him in the back and
Ed,
distracts him.
Ed, close the bloody gate.
Close the bloody gate. All right, go on. All right, Sam and Bran, right there. I'll tell you right now, that looked like an incredibly awkward moment. It looked like Jon had entered the room.
That's how I was going to ask you who you thought entered the room.
Let me see again.
Everything you did brought you where you are now.
Yeah. So it looks like they're having an unpleasant conversation and Jon just entered the room, which is even more unpleasant because they know his true lineage.
Do you think they'll tell him right there?
Boy, I don't know. I've talked to you about this, Chaz. I didn't think they would, but there's a shot of Jon in here I want to talk about because we'll get to it, but right now I'm leaning yes. I think they will tell him, but I'll get to that here in a bit.
How many seconds are you on?
35.
Okay, I actually wanted to ask you a couple seconds when it gets to Cersei at like 37. I wanted to ask you.
All right, I'm right here. Yep, with her and Qyburn and the mountain behind her.
Okay. At this point, do you think this is when the Golden Company is arriving?
Yes.
She's what?
I think they're greeting the Golden Company.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Okay, then we get a little boy who I'm assuming is meaningless. Just watching the Unsullied and, you know, all the armies marching through Wintertown on their way to Winterfell.
You know what about that I actually saw it's kind of like a parallel.
I'll be totally honest. I think this might be the first shot of the season. Is watching this little boy and watching this army come through Winterfell.
That's good. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I think that's the opening shot.
That's awesome. I never even thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Dude, wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
But that's kind of like a parallel. You know what that's a parallel to?
What's that?
I saw this.
To be honest, I thought it was Bran at first in a tree.
That's what the parallel, I think, is.
Yeah.
It's Bran watching the king, watching Cersei and Robert arrive.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. I thought at first it was Bran, like a flashback.
I saw that. I didn't make.
That's
that
a good
up.
call. Like I think subconsciously I made that connection, but now that you mention it,
Yeah,
like, oh my
you did.
god, yeah.
Yeah, you did. And how many seconds are you on now?
41. Oh wait, I went 10 seconds in.
Okay, you lined up.
Okay. All right, so we get Unsullied, and of course we get our boy Jon Snow and my girl Daenerys Targaryen marching with the Unsullied, clearly on their way to Winterfell. There's no disputing that. So keep going. Then we get dragons flying over Sansa, which is going to be awesome to see all these, you know, people who haven't associated with the dragons yet see them, especially Arya. Flying over Winterfell.
How many seconds are you on?
52 now. But this is the shot I'm talking about.
Yeah, 54.
I believe so.
When it's him and Dany.
Yes. Him and Daenerys in the crypts of Winterfell.
She looks like she's there to come, but I was wanting to ask you, what do you think what do you think this is about? Or
I am dead serious. I think this is after John finds out. He looks conflicted. Maybe he doesn't know they're related, but he knows, I think, the truth. Because I've always said to you, I'm not sure they'll reveal that he's a Targaryen, but they'll tell him who his mother is, at the least.
See, I can understand that. See, I think this is him paying his respects to his father, probably maybe his brother, and then her. I don't know why she'd be down there. Maybe to see what the famous, even though they're not, it's famous isn't a word for this show, but to see what the Crips are to comfort him, maybe because of what's
she's there to comfort him. She knows he's conflicted somehow.
Yeah, he's troubled. But that he does look.
He looks, and he won't look at her. I'm telling you, I think he knows.
Okay, what episode would this be? 1 or 2?
Maybe 3, because episode 3 is going to be the big battle.
3 is the battle. That could be before the battle.
I think this is this is going to be the opening of episode 3. Like, I don't see. I've thought about this for years. I can't see a scenario before this battle where he doesn't go down to the crypts, knowing that Lyanna is his mother. Before this battle, I just cannot see it happen. It would be such a great moment if, right before his maybe doom, he finds out the truth, something he's always wanted, which is his mother's identity. He goes down and, pays his respects as, knowing that he's her son, and then he goes off to fight. Possibly for the last time.
You kind of, in a way, got me kind of...
Now, he could be down there, like you said, to pay his respects to his dad. But I can't see a scenario where he doesn't go down there before the big battle to see his mother.
I'm like you, though.
And I'm telling you, he looks conflicted. I think he knows. And he won't even look at Dany.
I'm like you in the fact, though, do you think it's... So if you're guessing in this, is it that he knows about Dany and him, or he knows just who his mom is and he don't know the full... If you're guessing at this point.
I'm gonna say it's just his mom.
That's what I'm gonna say. I think you hit it on the nail.
Because he looks puzzled. He looks like he's wondering why his father never told him.
That could be it too. He could
or
be,
why Ned Stark never told him.
That's exactly what he probably.
Or maybe how the conversation would have gone, because the last thing he said to him was, "The next time we see each other, we'll talk about your mother." So maybe he's thinking like how that conversation would have gone. What would he have told me? But for the most part, I think it's possibly, why didn't he tell me this? Why did he keep me in the dark for 20-some years?
I think you hit it on the nail, brother.
Doesn't mean I'm not wrong. Also, that he's conflicted with his feelings with Dany, knowing they're related. He looks puzzled right there. He looks conflicted, but he looks more puzzled.
He's in full Jon Snow mode.
He's
right
in
there.
brooding mode.
Yeah, he's in...
And that brooding is usually associated with bad news. But it doesn't look like he's really gotten bad news. He looks confused.
He does. Like you said, he's straight up how you would say in the show, brooding, or he is sulking by himself.
Sulking by himself in the Crypts of Winterfell.
Yeah.
It's one of... He clearly knows something. He knows the truth about something.
I agree.
Alright, moving on.
Our enemy doesn't
I
tire.
fucking love that line. Alright, so Forge right there. We're seeing them churn out weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. And then we get Gendry. Gendry's gonna... I think he knows. I think he's gonna figure it out. Obviously, that's not much of a hint, but he's gonna obviously be churning out weapons up there.
I agree with you, and I'm actually starting to think about, because I was thinking about who Arya was talking to. I think that could be Gendry, because she even kind of nods the weapon that she has right there. This is kind of because you don't really see Gendry anymore after this. What I was going to ask you is, where during this battle do you think he will be fighting? You think he will be? You don't see him on the battlefield with everybody at the end of it, but do you think he's going to be on the battlefield, or do you think he'll be in Winterfell?
I mean, I
With
consider.
less
I mean, I consider unless you're hiding, I consider you even if you're on like the castle wall, you're in the battle.
I mean, like out on the forefront.
You mean that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't even know. I see Jon Snow out there. No, yes I do. Yes I do. Yes I do. He's not the leader. He's not the Ramsay Bolton. I'm gonna watch my people fight for me. He's the I'm gonna fight with my people.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, he's. Once I said it out loud, I'm like, that's preposterous. He did it in the Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah.
He did it in the Beyond the Wall. He's not one to let other people fight for him.
I didn't think about that. Do you think he could be persuaded by his trusted advisors and family that he needs to stay in the castle and fight because more?
I'll tell you what, Chaz. He might not be there at all.
Dude, don't play with me.
No. I mean, he might be on a fucking dragon.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even think about that. That could easily be the case.
Rhaegal, obviously.
Yep. Rhaegal, whatever.
Rhaegal, whatever. Okay. How many minutes? What are you on? Because there was one.
101.
Obviously, I want to ask you something on. Obviously, you see, what do you call it? Kissing. Obviously, they're a love interest, but somebody hit on this. I just saw it. I haven't watched any videos. I just saw the from the video you could click on. It had this shot. Hit on 102 real quick. A minute and 2 seconds.
Okay.
That person right there, you can't tell who it is. I thought it was Jamie.
No. Wait, 102? I'm looking at the kissing scene.
Okay,
Between Missandei and Grey Worm. Okay, so 102. Hang on. Okay, yeah. 103, you mean. That's
Okay.
Jamie. I think that's Jamie. Because the very next shot is Jamie.
This person. Okay. See, yeah, then because you get a shot of Jamie's actual face in
Yeah.
the next one.
I think that's... Well, no.
Somebody
He's
said
fighting
that's-
right-handed.
Somebody said that is somebody different because I
Yeah.
saw a clip.
He's fighting right-handed. You're absolutely right. I
can't
thought it was
make-
Jamie. Hang on, let me rewatch it. Yeah, that's right-handed. That's not Jamie. This next shot is obviously Jamie, but
Yes, if you're betting, who is that?
hang on, let me look. I'm gonna
You
get closer.
can't really. They mentioned the type of armor. I don't know if they said silk or. I haven't watched any videos. I just saw where it was the beginning clip of it.
Gosh, I can't really tell at all.
You can't tell, but it's right-handed, like you said.
It's right-handed though. Jamie's left-handed now.
Yep, that isn't him.
Hang on, I can't get a good look. Man, I'll be honest. I think that's John.
You think so?
If you
Yeah,
can tell, the pommel looks like a wolf.
You
Almost.
You actually could be onto something.
Almost. The handle doesn't look like it though, because Longclaw kind of is a U, almost. It curves up with the handle. That doesn't look like it is, but if you look at the hilt, looks like almost like a wolf.
It does. I do see the very end of it. That is a very good call.
Maybe not. Maybe it's just a regular hilt, but it looks like Longclaw at
Well,
first.
we do know that is a named character 100%.
Oh, absolutely. But it is not Jamie because he is holding that thing right-handed, and Jamie's not right-handed. So yeah, good catch. I didn't see that.
And when you see Jamie in that falling clip, what I was going to
And I'll be honest, what is he killing? You think it's a white?
Ooh, the only reason I thought so is because it looks like the same background.
Maybe.
I didn't think about
Boy,
that.
I'll tell you what now. I'm not sure it is, but it might be Beric Dondarrion. But with the angle I'm looking at, do you think
Ooh.
that looks like an eye patch?
Oh, dude.
Almost. Like it looks
Dude.
like the tail end of the eye patch around his head.
Dude, that could be. I'm trying to get back.
But
to
he
it.
doesn't have the flaming sword. Maybe he used it. That's why there's fire. But it's not the flaming sword. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm looking it out. I'm looking at it right now.
He's
actually.
clearly bearded. You can see that. And just his body language. It's not Kit. I don't think. Not Kit Harington. It's not John. It's not his hair to be John. It looks like Jamie, but it's not Jamie because he's right-handed.
Yeah. And dang, that is.
It almost looks vaguely like an eye patch if you're looking at it right at his eye, like right on the left side. And I'm not sure. I don't remember which eye he's missing. I want to say it's his left one, and that's on his left side.
I want to say it's his left too.
But his sword is not flaming. However, maybe he taught John how to flame his sword.
He might have.
I mean, how to set his sword on fire. Maybe.
When you see this, or when you see Jamie's like face, that I don't think is on the actual field of battle. If you kind of
I think they know Jamie is more of a commander. And he's not the best fighter anymore. I think he's on the wall, the castle wall, and that person is clearly on the castle wall.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah. So moving on.
Hey, one thing I wanted to get to about it at 105 when it shows Cersei's face and her expression, I have a theory about why she is making.
I have a theory too. Honest to goodness.
Go for it.
But hang on, I'm gonna watch this Jamie. Who do you think is on the left side of Jamie?
I was just thinking about that, but I forgot. Is that Podrick?
No, because Podrick, it shows, is on the battlefield.
You're right.
It might be no one, but it doesn't register with me. But
wait a minute. I can't get a glimpse. What I'm disappointed in,
I would say almost like Theon, but I don't think Theon's gonna be there, and it doesn't look like him.
Yeah, he's in King's Landing, or going to King's Landing. You know what I wish it would be, which I wish they were together. I wish him and Brienne were fighting on the same area.
I don't think so. He's like I say the Napoleon complex. He's not a fighter. He's not John. He's not going to be on the front line just because he can't do it anymore. I think he probably would if he could, but just he's more of a bird's eye view kind of guy. Hey, this is what's going on, But I don't know what even set everything on fire. I'm assuming the dragons. I'm very curious to know.
I'm assuming the dragons too.
I'm assuming it's the dragons. But God, I can't wait. I can't wait for this battle. It's gonna be so sweet.
It's gonna be great. There was two other things.
But yeah, I'm moving on to Cersei. So here we go.
Well, the shot before Cersei, I was thinking.
Oh, with the hall.
She is on the throne. Who's she talking to?
From what I've read, I think she's talking to Harry Strickland, leader of the Golden Company.
That makes okay. I'm definitely.
Yeah,
sold.
it looks like his armor.
I'm 100% sold on that.
I thought at first it was like as if the doors were opening and they were walking through, and that was the first thing you saw was them waiting on them at the throne. But if you look really closely, there is a body standing in front of the throne, and it looks like his back is turned. So I think it's Harry Strickland.
That's I was gonna say you're on, but I think I completely agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Going ahead with Cersei's wine drinking.
Okay, so wine drinking. She's emotional. I'll tell you what, man. I've said that a lot, but I'll tell you what. It almost looks like she lost the baby.
I don't think she's pregnant.
I think she was. I mean, maesters don't fuck that up. They're smart dudes.
It's not in her prophecy.
I know. That's true. Maybe they just threw that in. However, she's clearly emotional. I really do think maybe like she lost the baby. You know.
I got two of them.
A miscarriage of some sort.
That ain't what I thought.
Okay, but go on. I want to hear you.
Two of them. She got word the battle's in Winterfell.
Okay, yep, I can see that.
Jamie's there, or Jamie's died and she got word of it.
Jamie's not dead. Jamie's going to survive I think the battle of Winterfell.
I hope and pray that happens. But she's
Well, I've said this to you, and I think you're the one that turned me on to the theory that Jaime is the one to kill Cersei. I never thought about it until maybe I think you mentioned it, and I'm like, it makes so much more sense if it's Jaime.
I thought you told me, because I thought you're the one that told me that he's actually her younger brother as well. Like everybody.
Yeah, she's the oldest. They're both the younger brother.
That most people thought, like, obviously it was Tyrion.
Yeah, but everyone thinks it's Tyrion because he's got a reason to hate her. She hates him, he hates her, but she would never think of it to be Jaime because they're in love. You know, they're brother, you know, sister, love duo, whatever.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say like you. Then I completely forgot about that. I want to say, I don't think she's pregnant. I'm gonna say that she's emotional over Jaime leaving.
Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah, I think that.
Okay, go on ahead.
All right. Dragons flying over the north. Arya clearly looking at the dragons. Okay, Grey Worm preparing for the battle. Looks like on the battlefield because you see the castle wall behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Jon. So this is, I'm sure, Jon. At first, I keep forgetting Bran can't walk. So I thought it was Bran at first, just because he's been so associated with the weirwood tree. 100%. But yeah, that's clearly Jon because he's standing. But again, this is something where, like his dad, he's going to the heart tree to pray or whatever. And I think it's, again, I could see where it's, yes, to pay respects, you know, to his faith, but I could also see prayer to, what am I gonna do? I just fucked my aunt. What the hell am I gonna do? I just fucked my aunt. She doesn't know that we're related and she's pregnant.
And she's pregnant, yes.
Maybe, yeah.
Like I said,
it's one of those, obviously. Whether he's just paying his respects to.
I think he's doing it because it's kind of like a parallel to Ned when Ned was doing his sword sharpening.
He's the only character, for the most part, I think, that we haven't seen at the Heart Tree. Of the Starks. Bran's been there. Sansa's been there. Ned's been there. I don't think Arya, but Jon keeps to the old gods.
Arya was there whenever they came and when she saw Bran.
That's true. You're right. So yeah, Jon's the only one we haven't seen, and he's the only one of the Starks, other than Ned, who keeps to the old gods.
Okay, I wanted to ask you, which this really isn't.
Yeah, that's Jon. Oh, yeah, and I think even Nikolai Coster-Waldau said it was Jon.
Okay. Okay, Dog's face.
Okay, hang on.
It's like a second after.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this is clearly during the battle.
And he's there, obviously.
I think he is afraid of the fire, and that is his moment where he finally overcomes his fear of fire. Because it looks like on his face, that looks like a get your shit together, man. The dead are here.
It's either that I was thinking that, or he's waiting for something to come around.
Maybe. I could see that too. It looks like he's waiting. Or, you know, hiding and to attack something. What if, like, he is protecting the people who are hiding in the crypt? Like, maybe, like I said, what if everyone retreats to the crypts and he says, go, 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 like, I'll, you know, protect you for a little bit, and, like, sacrifices himself to save them for a little bit. You know, give them some time.
That honestly makes perfect. I could see that happening.
I could see it too. And again, it also works in. All right, I can't be afraid of fire. Get your shit together, man.
Stop it when you see Jaime.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm a little bit past, but it doesn't matter.
If you look where Jaime is, that does not look like the quote-unquote throne room in Winterfell or the
I think
room.
It is.
From his background, like, look at this. It don't.
I mean, it's a different angle. It's clearly, obviously, Winterfell.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that back here doesn't look like it's like, maybe you're right.
Oh no, I see faces now to the left.
Yeah, oh, well, it might be.
I see faces to the left. I think it's that the Great Hall or whatever it is in Winterfell.
Okay, is he talking to John or who's he talking to?
He's clearly talking to someone in charge. I don't know if it's John or Sansa or someone, but he's talking to one of the head honchos for the Starks, absolutely. Because clearly he is there. It looks like, I don't want to say a trial, but it looks like people are gathering, and it's some sort of a trial of sorts. Like, why the hell are you here? Like, you with the Lannisters aren't here. Why are you here? And he's clearly saying, I made a promise. I intend to keep it.
I didn't even notice the people till you mentioned
I didn't either. I didn't either until just now. But yeah, people are clearly gathering to be like, oh, what are they going to do to the Kingslayer?
I'm guessing that he is either talking to Danny or John.
Yeah, probably both. But he's talking to, someone important, obviously. I'll lean John right now, or Sansa, one of those two. Yeah, I think it's John because Jaime leaves after they did. So he's going to be late getting there. So that makes a whole lot more sense. He's going to arrive, and everyone else is already going to be there. And they're clearly going to be like, okay, we got to take you to the king, Yeah. Why are you here?
That's
basically.
Right.
And I love that Jaime's there. Just
I do too.
Fulfilling his promise, man. I love it.
I do too.
This is where I saw someone say this is where he's gone full honorable.
Oh yeah.
Like he always we obviously had the character change and but he always still sided with Cersei, so it almost made him kind of the enemy of sorts. Never with me, but you always question his judgment. Definitely, I did.
Once you told me that there was a character change, like I think it was right when I started it. After then, he's always been my third. Besides John and Rob, he's my third. He's my favorite character. One of my favorite characters in the show.
Yeah, same here. I love Jaime, but this is clearly, I think, where he has gone full. Like his character change has come all the way around. He's gone from kind of being a douche, but being a good guy at the same time, to okay, I gotta get perspective on the world. I'm getting a little bit better, a little more honorable, and then finally he ditches the leech that is Cersei, and
100%.
Like this is like his honor has come full circle. He's finally like kind of an honorable man.
Gotcha. 121. I think it's right when I'm right perfectly.
Oh shit! Okay.
It's right where you can see John.
Yep. Okay. I just now noticed that's John.
I thought you told me that was John, and then I looked at it, and you can tell that it is. I thought you told me that was him.
I don't know if it was. I think I thought it was Arya at first.
That's 100% him.
And, it's John. I can see the beard. Yeah, in his face.
And there's no man bun. He's got the hair down.
No, it's still in the man bun.
Where he looks like he's on a field.
Yeah, I think he's on the battlefield. Like maybe Rhaegar, because there's fire behind him. Maybe Rhaegar died, or like maybe Dany's in trouble and he's going to save her.
See, what I was going to ask you is he running away from or towards somebody?
Toward.
See, I thought he was running away.
Why would he run away?
That is true. That's a stupid question. You're right. He didn't run away.
Unless it's retreating.
Nobody's behind him.
Like maybe he's the last one. He was the last one beyond the wall to finally realize, hey, we got to get out of here. He's always the one to take the grenade.
Like when he freaking told him to get out of the way, and he went back and he told Danny and them to leave, and he gets tackled by a bunch.
Exactly. He's always late to the party.
The last hero.
I think he's running towards something.
I think he is too. I don't see him running away.
I don't know if it's like he looks pissed off. Number one.
You said.
No, I don't know. Now he looks concerned. Now that I see it.
See, because we'll put it this way. You said Danny. Now, what I'm going to ask you is.
Hang on, I want to watch this again. Yeah, he looks concerned. I think someone's in trouble.
But the thing is,
just look at his face.
Yep.
He's concerned.
But you mentioned Danny. Is Danny going to be on the battlefield though?
Yeah. Danny's always on the battlefield. She's got that, I got to fight too approach.
With Drogon, right?
That's still not on the battlefield. I mean, like I said, I consider like even the air the battlefield.
Yeah.
She's gonna be on Drogon, spewing fire everywhere. She might have a Valyrian steel sword too. I'd love it if she got that.
Dude, he does look. You're right. Man.
He's concerned. Someone's in trouble right there.
He's running towards somebody.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Arya. Right now, I could be Danny. I don't see Danny. I think this ends with them getting to the end and then something happens between them. I don't think they'll die in the battle. I don't.
I hope not.
But let's move on.
Hey, stop it at 122.
All right.
Tell me what you see.
I see soldiers.
Okay, are they running to the front of Winterfell?
I mean, it's clearly a door. I think they're trying to breach the door.
The door.
The whites are. I think it looks like it right now. Hang on, let me play a little bit more. I missed it. Shit. Hang on.
I promise to fight for the living. I intend to keep that promise.
Yeah. So, oh, you know what I just realized too? Okay. Hang on. Let me find it. Because I saw people talking about this, and I didn't know what they were talking about until I finally noticed it. Ah, fuck. What did I just do? Hang on. God damn it. Now I gotta start all over. Hang on. Okay. So to me, this scene looks like they're trying to prevent them from entering the door. Like the gate of Winterfell. That's my opinion. It looks like they're heading there to... Or, I don't know if that's a door or if that's the archway to the crypts. Again, more hints that it's retreat.
That could be true. I didn't even think about that.
However, this right here. Does this not look like a tail?
I don't...
Am I showing you the right thing? Hang on.
What, how many minutes? Where are you at?
1:23.
I'm on
There's hooves. Let me find it.
I'm on 123 right now.
There's a hoove. Right there. There it is.
That's a horse.
Well, hang on. I see a white... It could be white tail from a horse. But I always thought that was...
Ghost.
Exactly. I think it looked like a wolf.
I just now see that.
Here's more of that scene where they're running. Again, it looks like an archway. I think they're running to the crypts.
They could be.
I don't know. It looks like wood now. I go back and forth. Could be the door. I think they're back. I think they're trying to prevent them from entering.
It looks like too big of a door.
No, that looks like a gate.
I mean, like too big of a door to be for the crypts.
Right. I agree. I think it's the gate. I think they're trying to prevent them from entering the gate. But yeah, this looks like people running and horses, and I swear, I think it's like you get tails and looks like.
Dude, if that could be Nymeria, that could be Ghost, that could be a bunch of them.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's move on. All right, so Danny and Jon meeting the dragons. I think this is where we're gonna. Oh wait, I got a little ahead of myself. Where they're gonna teach them how to ride.
I think that could be true. Do you think this is before they arrived to Winterfell, or they're already in Winterfell?
But they're obviously already there.
I just didn't know if this could be. Do you think this is before battle?
Yeah.
Or after battle?
No, this is before. I mean, we got 2 episodes before the big battle.
You got a bunch of dead stuff here, though.
Right. No, I think they went out and got some food.
That is true. Maybe I'm just overthinking it.
Yeah, you're overthinking it.
I'm way overthinking it.
All right, Sansa looks a little disappointed.
Yes, dude, Danny does too. That's
okay, so hang on. More of the battle. Oh, that's Arya.
Where?
Right here.
Oh, 100%.
That's Arya, so she's clearly killing some whites.
What I wanted to ask you was, what do you think Danny is getting or whatever whenever she makes that?
Hang on, I'm not quite there yet. I'm just still going bit by bit. All right, so
127.
Yeah. Boy, I don't know. I thought maybe someone was behind her, like maybe Tyrion.
She's probably clearly talking to somebody or just got some news or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think it's what you've been thinking about?
What?
Like about she finds out?
I don't think John's gonna tell her until the very end.
Or do you think it could be nervous over what's about? There's something about.
Maybe she finds out she's pregnant.
That could be it. I didn't think of it. That's a very good call.
I don't know. That's an interesting look.
I know, man. It looks like it's.
Maybe she's reminiscing on Viserion. I don't know. Dying. Maybe she got word that Viserion's part of the Night King's army now. I don't know. Maybe they sent a raven. Like, hey, there's a fucking dead dragon up here.
She don't look happy, whatever it is.
Nah, and I feel like if you're pregnant, you'd be more, wow, I'm pregnant. They said I wouldn't be. But she doesn't look like it.
And I didn't mean to, I forgot, that face, I wonder, when you see Sansa's face, I wonder if she's seeing them arrive, she's seeing them go out to the dragons, you know, that face you see?
I could see...
Well, you know what she's like when they arrive because it showed it. I guess I'm observing John and him. This face.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Probably them arriving. She looks skeptical.
See, and then, dude, and I don't mean to jump, sorry. But yes, she does. I don't, maybe them arrive, but dude, and even Danny, like you can see, she opens her eye. Dude, she does not look happy.
Yeah, no. I don't know.
You just want to go. You want to go with like kind of like reminiscing in a way.
Probably some sort of reminiscing. Maybe she got some bad news. I don't know what it would be. I mean, obviously the dead are on the march, but I don't know. And then we got Tyrion here, who looks concerned.
Looks like he's looking up at a dragon.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I think this looks like the courtyard of Winterfell, and he's watching. I think he's concerned with Jon and Daenerys.
Yeah.
Obviously engaging in sexual relations, and he sees them, I don't know, walking together, and it's just more of that concern, like this is a problem.
Yeah. I think.
Alright, dragon. Oh, best part. Okay, so Unsullied. We got Unsullied for sure on the battlefield.
Brienne, Podrick, and Jorah.
Yes, Brienne and Podrick for sure. Looks like Starkmen behind them.
Yep.
I'm trying to see if there's any other major characters. I don't see any right now.
Well,
before I get to Jorah. Yeah, so yeah, Jorah, he looks like he's on the wall. Because you see the wall behind... he might be on the battlefield. But, yeah, I'll say the battlefield.
Well, I could be...
just he doesn't quite look like he's on the wall.
You're right. I don't think he is.
I thought he was at first, and like that was a distant wall, like on the other side.
I think he's with the Unsullied. It makes
Yeah,
sense.
I think he's with the Unsullied, and the walls of Winterfell are just behind him.
If you look behind his face, it looks like a black helmet's like to his left anyway.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. That's a good call.
Like that, if you can make out that.
I can't. Oh wait.
That.
Yeah, I think we're looking at the same thing. Yeah, he looks like he's ahead of them a little bit.
Yeah, like he's kind of.
So yeah, it would make sense that their helmets are like kind of lower.
And you know what I mean? I
and
really,
he's probably on a horse.
Yeah, he's definitely on a horse, and he came there obviously because of Daenerys, so he's going to be with her army or part of her army, which is the Unsullied. So
yeah, I agree. All right, best part. Oh, dead horse.
Yep.
With the lights of Winterfell in the background. Oh my god, that's going to be such an awesome moment. I'll tell you what, man, this trailer, I'm so appreciative that they didn't show anything with the White Walkers and the Army of the Dead and the Ice Dragon. Just focused on the main characters. Because I think there's something even more sinister about an evil that you don't see.
That's what I love about it, man.
Yeah. And then just that, I mean, that's enough. We know what that is. With those hooves of a dead horse. Yeah, because we know what that means.
And like you said, with just in the beginning, it shows just Arya running with blood on her face.
Just something about an evil you can't see. It's just, it's creepy. Yeah. But yeah, I'm so happy that they didn't do that. Just looking back, I would have loved to have seen, more of the dead dragon, Viserion, but I'm so, and the Night King. That's probably their second trailer. They're going to include
I just want to ask you if you think they will drop a second one.
Yeah. Yeah, they dropped 2 last time.
I don't think they should drop another one.
Dude, I thought for the longest time, I think I even sent it to you. Oh, that's what I meant to talk about. I meant to send it, I kind of did send it to you. But let's go back to when this dropped. I texted you. Oh, okay. You were bugging me about predictions, and I said I'm not giving predictions until absolutely necessary. Here we go. I was like, early yesterday morning, I said, you should really read the article or the tweet I tagged you in talking about the Entertainment Weekly article about the battle and everything that went into it. And you sent me, trailer should drop any day at, I can't see when you sent that, but I sent you back, yeah, and some say we live inside the eye of a blue-eyed giant at 10:58, basically saying I'll believe it when I see it. And then the trailer dropped. Let me find it here on Twitter. That was at, what did I say, 10:58?
Yeah, because I watched it.
Because I looked at the message. I sent it to you 6 minutes later at 11:04, saying, I think it was at 11 o'clock on the dot. Because at 11:04 I said, we got a trailer. Yep, 11 o'clock on the dot. So 2 minutes later, the trailer dropped. I thought that was hilarious.
Yep.
All right, so anyway. Last little bit. We're at 1 minute 41 seconds of 2 minutes. So yeah, dead horse. We know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm waiting for it to load. Okay. It's just, okay, so we're done. There's not a little bit left? No. They're just gonna burn 10 seconds? Yep, they did.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think they're gonna get more than one trailer. Let me find evidence. Because last season, I know they had 2. But
this is the final one.
Oh, did it say final? No, this just says official trailer.
I meant this is the final season.
Right. No. Okay. I thought you meant this was the official final trailer. I'm like, no. They didn't say that. I
honestly hope they don't put out another one.
I do.
As much as I want to see, but it's tough.
Let me find it. Okay, so there's the Winter is Here trailer for season 7. And the official trailer. So, yeah, this is what they did for the last season. There's the Game of Thrones official season 7 trailer, which is what they just did with season 8.
Yeah.
Then there's the season 7 Winter is Here official trailer. So there were 2 of them. They're gonna come out with a second one, and I'm pretty sure they did the same thing with season 6. Hang on. I think there might have been even like 3 or 4 with season 6.
My bad.
Yeah, so this was again, same thing. They always do one where it's like the season 6 official trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a second one that's a little bit more descriptive, and it says The Real War Between the Living and the Dead, season 6 official trailer. So they're going to come out with a second one.
Keep it anonymous.
I'm not keeping it anonymous.
No, I said they need to keep it anonymous.
Oh, no. But no, we got into that. I was talking to my friend, and I said it would be such a Game of Thrones move if they didn't release any footage and just promoted April 14th. Because they would get viewers, without a doubt. Like,
oh, 100%.
But you have to have it. I sent it to him, my friend William. I was like, you got to have a trailer. It's the final season. Well, like, no, man, they could just do it and not reveal anything. I'm like, you can easily create a trailer without revealing anything. There's nothing we don't already know in that trailer. There's gonna be a battle at Winterfell. No shit, we've known that.
But see, what it didn't give you, it didn't give anything beyond that. Like with
exactly. I mean, that's what a trailer's supposed to do.
Well, with this too, man, is I knew they were going to release a trailer because I read an interview with Dave and Dan, and they said at first they weren't going to, but they named the really popular show or a really famous show that they said if they release one for their final season, then we decided we were going to do it for ours.
What show would have just ended?
I don't know if it just ended or not.
Or maybe it's going to end?
I don't know if it was like they were talking about the
Sopranos. Maybe this was a few years ago? Right.
Yeah,
well, no. Yeah. The Sopranos was before the brainchild of Game of Thrones was even around.
I know. This could have been before Game of Thrones was even around.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah, I just can't
remember. Could have been that far back.
You'd have to look up the interview.
But no, they're going to come out with a second one.
No, they aren't.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. You can be in denial all you want. They're going to come out with a second one. They always come out with 2.
And I'll watch it.
Season 5, I know for sure season 5 had 2. I just showed you season 6 and season 7 had 2. They're going to come out with a second one.
It's not 8.
It doesn't matter, Charles. They've always released 2. That's their track record.
Hey, Mikey. Watch your mouth.
All right. So you wanted to get into not necessarily theories, but you wanted to talk a little bit more.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you've come to a certain conclusion with certain people,
I've told you I'm not releasing my predictions until it's absolutely necessary. I need another trailer.
What if you don't get one?
Then I'll do it like the Friday before.
Okay. What was I going to ask you that I wanted to actually? Yes, people that did not show up in the trailer.
Yeah. Okay. Braun did not. Right off the top of my head.
Which you think? Do you think that could have been him that we saw earlier with Jamie, or on the same?
I'll have to see.
But you think he's in Winterfell, don't you?
I don't know anymore.
See, I want to say that he's not.
Yeah, but he's always been one.
I just don't know where he would be, though. I don't think he might be in King's Landing, but he in with Cersei, obviously. He's just doing his own thing, like probably drinking or something.
Ooh, Charles. Nah, too much hair. It's too much armor, too. I thought maybe that was Braun. The hair's not the same. It's not Braun. I thought maybe that was that guy who we can't figure out who it is because his back is turned before that shot of Jamie. Might be Jorah. Hair is kind of similar, But his hair's kind of in a mess. Jorah's is never really in a mess, and he's balding. But there's not a ton of hair, so it gets me thinking that it's Jorah.
It could be Jorah. But if you're where do you think Bronn is basically what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I don't think that's Bronn next to Jaime. That's not Bronn.
I don't know who that is, man.
It's probably nobody.
Hey, could it be Edmure?
Oh yeah, he is supposed to show up this season. Nah, I don't think so. Doesn't look like him.
Where do you think? So you think Bronn's probably in King's Landing somewhere?
Well, he's always one to look after himself, and I just don't see him risking his own life against the dead, a likely death. You know what I mean?
Then you could see him like getting a hold of Tyrion. Obviously, Tyrion, I would say, will make it out of that. Being like, hey, I can get you into King's Landing, or I can help you guys out from here or something, and I'll wait for you guys here or something. That
gives them a in with Cersei, I think, because when it's all said and done, they're going. I'll give you this prediction, Chaz.
This better not be a freaking spoiler.
No, I mean, it's something we all know is going to happen. The living is going to win the battle at Winterfell. Yeah. Or they're going to defeat the White Walkers. I don't know if it'll be at Winterfell.
Yeah.
But they're going to win. And when they do, as Jaime says, they're going to march south and kill Cersei. And that gives them a intermediate to meet with Cersei. With Bronn being there.
Who was the people that
By the way, you froze on me.
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're here. I can talk to you. Just your picture froze.
Am I good now?
No.
Tag on it. Who is Alessandra.
That's the other thing. I don't know. I think I talked about this with you. She went to Volantis. We never saw her again last season. And then I guess she's just gonna show up.
Well, remember what Jon said to her. She ain't gonna be in Winterfell.
Yep.
She will not be in Winterfell. I 1% agree with that. I don't think she will be.
But I think about that conversation that they had where she says, "You know, I can help you win that war against the Night King." And I think when push comes to shove, Jon is going to set aside that, if she's there, Jon is going to set aside that difference because he knows they need all the help they can get.
Okay, what if he does, and then after he does put that aside, what if he takes care of her after that?
I could see that.
That'd be fitting.
I could see that. Yeah. He lets them help her or help them. Helps her help them. And then at the end, when it's all said and done, I could see him killing her, yeah.
Who was another there was a couple people they mentioned that were not in the we mentioned Edmure earlier. I think Edmure will definitely be at Winterfell.
Yep, I think so too.
Okay.
Yeah, just because they're family, like that's an easy way to reach out to. Because the Freys are gone.
Yeah.
He's going to be in charge of Riverrun, so yeah, it makes sense that they reach out to him, like, "Hey, come on up here."
Yeah.
That's a decent idea. Jaime, they capture him heading up to Winterfell, and like they ask, they take him captive. Because remember last time Edmure and Jaime spoke, it was not pleasant.
Oh, it was not good, man. Yeah.
So maybe they the Tullys capture him, and they're like, why are you here? And he says, "I'm heading north." Why are you heading north? Because he fights for the Lannisters, obviously. Lannisters and Starks don't get along. They know the Starks are back in Winterfell. Like, why are you going up there? My nieces are up there. My nephew and my niece, or my nieces are up there. Why would you head up there? And that's when he tells them the dead are coming. I made a promise. I'm going to fight up there. Like, that's where maybe that conversation takes place. Maybe not Winterfell. Maybe it's Riverrun.
I 100%.
Looks like Winterfell though.
I 100% agree. He's definitely in Winterfell. I think so.
Yeah,
He could be.
it could be River Run.
I did not think about that.
I didn't either until just now.
Actually, the very first episode could be him being at River Run and then him being transported there or taken prisoner there.
Yep,
that is a very good call. I actually could definitely see that happening.
I could too. Not necessarily a prisoner, but they're like, okay, well, we'll take you up there, kind of deal. And like maybe he'll be a prisoner up there. Maybe he sticks a prisoner up there, and then Jon is like, no, we need all the help we can get.
For real.
Or he breaks out. That's why he's at the wall of Winterfell.
Theon.
I think he's dead.
Well, he's headed to King's Landing.
I think he's heading to King's Landing, and he's gonna die.
Obviously. You think, I'm guessing Yara is going to already be dead, or
no? I don't think she's dead. I think she's alive. But it would give Theon one last bit of redemption to try to save his sister and die in the process.
See, I feel like he'll get probably somewhat close, like get her.
Maybe he'll free her and then.
But he'll die at the extent.
Yeah, he'll die in the process.
I forgot her name. Oberyn's wife.
Alaria Sand.
Yeah, she's probably her and her
I
daughters.
think she's likely dead.
Dunzo, yeah, they're Dunzo.
Definitely her daughter's dead. We didn't see it happen, but definitely her daughter's dead.
They're definitely
the other daughters are dead. Alaria Sand might not be dead, but I would say she probably is going to be dead at some point.
Where did I can't remember at the end of 7? Where was Euron headed?
Essos. He's getting the Golden Company. That's why they're in the Greyjoy ships.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So he'll be back there. Do you think him and Cersei will get married?
No. I think he'll die.
No need for it. Yeah, obviously.
And that's the other thing. Who's gonna kill him?
Well, battle, obviously.
I honestly don't. I'm not sure what the confrontation. That's why I call it a confrontation. In King's Landing is gonna or a battle's gonna happen because I think it's gonna be more of a confrontation. It's gonna be something that's
worked out verbally.
That's worked out, not so much verbally, but it's gonna be some sort of confrontation in a small setting, not like a battle. Like the Red Wedding, for instance. It's gonna be like in a closed kind of small space. You know what I mean? With not a few. It's gonna be more than like more major characters. But it's gonna be just. I think it's gonna be just kind of compact. You know, it's not gonna be like a massive battle.
Like Winterfell. Or
yeah,
like
right. Because we haven't heard of a King's Landing battle. But some sort of confrontation is gonna happen there, and maybe like Euron dies in the process. I could see that happening.
Dang, that's interesting. I didn't even think
but
about that.
It's more poetic if Yara kills him.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
But I don't know if she will.
Trying to think of some other, but man, just the one
we
thing
didn't see Euron in the trailer either. We saw the Greyjoy ships, but we didn't see Euron.
We pretty much where he's. The one thing I just wanted to see Bronn, man.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'll say this. Bronn wasn't there for the big reveal with the white. Him and Podrick left. But Podrick's in Winterfell. So I don't think it's impossible that Bronn is there too. But if he's not, I think it gives him an inner, like, you know, someone to meet with Cersei during that confrontation of King's Landing. You know what I mean?
And one thing I wanted to bring...
It's someone who can get them, like you said, get them into the city.
You said somebody they can meet up with or whatever, and he can just be an extra pair of hands with whoever he has or whatever. One thing, I know this really isn't that big of a deal, but in the trailer you see Davos walking.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that's right before battle?
Yes.
But he's not... He'll be out... Well, I guess he'll be there waiting, because like you said, he says he's not...
He's not a fighter. He'll be on the wall for sure.
Yeah, he'll be on the wall, like, ready if he has to.
Yeah,
though.
he'll fight if he has to, but he's not.
Well, like he did, like he fell out with the rest of the troops whenever he went in for the Battle of the Bastards. Remember?
Yeah, he'll fight. Just he's not that much of a fighter.
Yeah.
He's not a good fighter.
Yeah.
And like he didn't go beyond the wall because he's not a good fighter.
Like in the trailer, we saw nothing. You think we saw nothing post Winterfell battle?
No, I don't. I think it was all pre and during the Battle of Winterfell.
Nothing post.
Nope. I mean, obviously during, but nothing. I don't think so. No, I think it was all between the first 3 episodes.
I think so too.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to go through it, and I don't see anything that would make me think.
The only thing that I was thinking of is when Jon and Dany were walking toward the dragons, but that's probably like you said.
I think that's before.
That's right before.
Because she's going up there not on her dragons. And that's kind of, just checking on them. You know what I mean?
I feel like
she hasn't been with them for a few days.
I feel like this is stupid, too, to think of this now. The crypt scenes with Jon not post.
Maybe. I don't think so, though.
Well, like you said, he's gonna if that's not post, more than likely the crypts will probably be destroyed. So he would have to.
I think Winterfell's going to be destroyed. I do.
Well, then he'd have to find out before.
Yeah, it makes more sense if he finds out before. It's he'll find out his mother. Here's what I think is going to happen, Chaz. I've told you this before. And we both believe it. We think... Well, I'll say this. I think they're going to tell him who his mother is before the battle. Just because, like, we're likely all going to die. Like, don't leave anything out in the open,
You're right.
Or don't leave anything to yourself, get it out there. Say what you mean to say.
You could have sold me on that. I didn't think they would, but yeah.
But I think they'll hold back the entire truth. Just because, like, if we're likely all going to die anyway, let's not tell him
that.
You know what I mean? Like, let's not tell him that.
Yeah. But he's always wanted to know who his mom was.
Yes,
so
I could see that happening, and they make up some story who
and keep Ned as his dad.
I don't know about that, but
yeah, me neither.
They'll say Lyanna's the mom. And then I think we both think this, Chaz, but Sam is gonna be the one to spill the beans. I think
it makes sense since that's his best friend.
Yeah, I've said this to you, and we both agreed. But when it's all said and done, and it's Jon and Dany likely at the end, probably about to be king and queen. I think Sam's finally gonna because he can't hide his emotions on his face. And Bran's likely going to be dead, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like, maybe they're talking about it, and he sees, Jon's always been able to call Sam on his bullshit, and he says, like, what do you know, Sam? And he'll say, she's your aunt. Rhaegar's your father. And that's what I think is going to... I'm getting into my predictions, and I don't want to get into
All right,
it.
You can stop.
I'm going to stop right there, sir. You've coaxed me into this.
I'm
God
sorry.
damn it!
You're saying I'm not going to entertain any more of this.
You've coaxed me into this. I'm so mad at you. You know how to do this.
I'm not, because I don't want to hear your predictions yet too, because I'm gonna have to come up with some myself. But I know that yours are going to be probably way more precise and actually way more interesting.
I'm way more. What's the right word? I'm attached to these characters. You're way more attached than I am. I'll be like, this dude's dead.
Yeah.
And you will go out of your way to not predict a death that you don't want to happen.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
You'll agree with me, like, but you'll have a grin on your face, and you'll be like, I hope not. But
Yeah,
you know it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, I definitely say I hope not 1%. Yeah, okay. Would you agree with this? Like, not naming people. Do you agree that obviously the most people dying will be in that battle? 100%.
Yes. I don't see a scenario where I'll say over half. I'll be generous and say over half of the main characters survive that battle.
Same here.
I don't see, other than maybe John, I don't see any of the major characters on the battlefield surviving. On the field surviving. Outside the castle walls. So, Brienne, Jorah, Podrick, I don't see any of them surviving.
Grey Worm.
Yeah, I don't see any of them surviving. Grey Worm and Missandei is a nice little romance that they have. But it's not one, like you were just about to say, it's not in the books. And two, they can't procreate.
Yep.
So just like there's no point of it going further unless it's this almost abstinent relationship, which seems okay on paper. It's kind of true love, but at the end of the day, it's all about a procreation. As Jamie says, maybe it is all just cocks in the end.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Yep, that's exactly right. That's exactly right, homie. Yep, you're right, brother.
But yeah, I don't see that relationship going any further. That's why they showed that kiss.
Yeah, that is true.
And how they, had performed oral sex on each other. Or he performed oral sex on her.
Yeah. That basically, that kind of one final goodbye.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else. Again, you're coaxing me into giving predictions.
Then stop.
Yeah, I'll stop.
We'll just stop there and...
No, but the one more thing you wanted to talk about was stuff that I wish had happened in the show that happened in the books, and stuff that happened in the show that I wish had happened in the books.
Yeah, or hope to happen, I guess.
Well, the biggest one, you mentioned it, Chaz, that happens in the books but doesn't happen in the show is Lady Stoneheart.
Mm-hmm.
So Lady Stoneheart, for the listeners that are watching this, Lady Stoneheart is the zombie body, I guess you could say, of Catelyn Stark. So when Catelyn Stark dies at the Red Wedding, when Robb dies at the Red Wedding, they... Abuse isn't the right word, because I feel like when you say abuse, like, it means that they had sex with the bodies, the dead bodies, but they not mutilated, that's still not the right word. They desecrated the bodies. Let's put it that way. With Robb, they showed it in the show. They cut his head off, and they cut his wolf's head off and sewed his dire wolf's head onto his head as disrespect. And then for the Tullys, their tradition when they die is we saw it in the show too, when the grandfather dies, her dad, they sail the body down the river, almost like a Viking funeral, and they set it on fire.
Yep. So
in the books, when Catelyn Stark dies, they do that, but they do it mocking it, and they just throw her body in the river. They don't light it on fire, they don't put her in a boat, they just throw it in the river. And it says that in the show. But in the books, it floats down the river, and then actually it's Arya Stark's wolf finds it. I believe it's told through Arya's point of view, because when she sleeps, she has occasion or tendencies to warg into her wolf. All the Starks do, just about.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
John does, Bran does, Arya does, and I think that's it, because you don't get Robb's point of view, and Sansa you don't get much from her. But yeah, it's those three, and Rickon, you don't have a point of view with him. But Arya is sleeping or whatever, dreaming, and she sees it through Nymeria's point of view, and Nymeria finds the body of Catelyn Stark on like the riverbed or in the river, and Arya, recognizing her, like acting as Nymeria, gets the body and brings it on shore, and then men come. So Nymeria runs away, or they all run away. And then it's actually the Brotherhood without banners, and Beric Dondarrion uses his last life to bring Catelyn Stark back from the dead, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Now, then after that, Lady Stoneheart, as they go to call her, the dead corpse of basically the zombie version of Catelyn Stark, takes over the Brotherhood Without Banners and raises hell. I'm not going to give anything else away, but there are other interactions with with Lady Stoneheart with other characters, like Brienne. That's really it, I believe. It's just Brienne. It's told through her point of view, but just that's an interesting aspect to the story because I don't know where they're going with that.
You because you told me there's certain characters that's taken other people's places in the books or in the show, like but you told me, like, for instance, obviously Braun has never come back yet.
Yeah, Braun does not come back.
But you told me
I think he will.
But for instance, you told me Braun took whose place with Jamie in River Run? Jonas?
No, Sir Ilan Payne.
Okay.
The King's Justice.
And you said in the books, does Jamie go to Dorne?
No.
Do you think that will happen now?
No.
Because
he took someone else's plot line.
Who did Jamie did?
Yes.
Who went to Dorne?
Technically a guy named Ares Oakheart, who is a Kingsguard. And when they sent, what's her name, Marcella down there, he went down there with her to protect her. You know, to be her guard. So he kind of took her point of view. And then the book ends with, or the fourth book, I think, ends with more members of the Kingsguard coming down to bring Oberyn's bones back and stuff like that. And so I think with that, though, the plot is the same as in the show. They go down there, they give the bones back to Oberyn, and at the same time, Cersei commands them to bring Marcella back. That's the other thing I would change. I would totally change the Dorne plotline in the show. The book is way better.
So what do you like? Are you saying
I would have, again, they're limited because George R.R. Martin has talked about this, how the show has a budget. You know, they can't keep bringing in new characters and new actors and stuff like that. They have a budget. He doesn't. He can write whatever he wants. So that's why they had to change so much.
But did you like in the book or in the show that Jamie went to Dorne, or did you not like that?
I liked it. I mean, I liked it, but that was before I read the real Dorne plotline. And it's way better in the books.
That's why I'm gonna end up reading stuff.
And I thought the same thing. I'm like, what was wrong with the Dorne plotline? And everyone told me, was like, it's terrible. If you read the books, you'll find it's terrible in the show. And I read it, I'm like, sure enough, they were right. This was terrible. Yeah. But yeah, I would change that. I would have tried to have made it more like the or more like the books. Trying to think of what else. Something in the show that I would like in the books. I honestly don't know. It's pretty true to the books, with the exception of like the seasons like 4, 5, and 6. I'll tell you what I would do that the show did. I would have liked to have seen Jamie in King's Landing during Tyrion's trial the entire time, like the show did.
He was in River Run, wasn't he?
No, he was with Brienne. That was when he was still like a captive.
Oh, you're right.
And he does show up, but again, it's at the very end, and the conversation he pretty much has with Tywin during Tyrion's trial, like, save my brother and I'll go to Casterly Rock. That kind of happens at the tail end of the book. And then knowing that Tywin's probably just going to kill Tyrion anyway, he breaks him out.
What I wish the book would have done is I wish they would have gave Rob an actual point of view. Yeah,
that's we both talked about this. That is, George R.R. Martin is on record saying that's his biggest regret, is not giving Rob a point of view.
One I don't like about either one of them, which you still got 2 books left. But like
like you said, you have a good point when you tell me this every time I say. I feel like I would love to see more of Cassidy Rob. Like you said, all the main Lannisters have been in King's Landing this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, who are you gonna put there?
I know, it's just
We'll see it. We'll see it at some point. But George R. R. Martin has been adamant that just because this takes place in a lot of corners of the world doesn't mean you're going to see a lot of corners of the world. Like, a lot of fans want to see a Shy, and he has said you're not going to see a Shy.
Yep, Shy, where Mel Saunders from.
He might be lying. I'm not sure he is, but he might be lying. Because there is a prophecy that says Daenerys must go there. I don't think she will, though.
That may be in the books.
It is in the books. It's what the woman... It's in the second season. She's got like a covered face.
Yes, yep.
She has a bigger role in the books than she
Yeah.
does in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically... She appears to Daenerys a lot.
Mm-hmm.
As kind of like a hallucination.
Mm-hmm.
And she just keeps reiterating the prophecy to her. Like, you gotta go... It's more than just that, but it's basically... You gotta go east. You can't go west, you gotta go east. So, just a little something interesting.
That is true.
Other stuff. Gosh, I don't know. I just lost him. I'll give him a minute. His battery probably died. We've been talking for like 2 hours. Yeah, I guarantee you his battery died. Yeah, his battery's probably dead. I don't know what's going on. Or he's somewhere not in service. Not around service. So yeah, I'll just continue this. I'll give him a minute. I know he'll come back. Yeah, so more stuff in the books. Let me pull up the photo booth so y'all can... Here we go. Hang on a sec. No, wait, that's Siri. Let me pull up this so y'all can see me. Yeah, so more stuff that I wish had happened...
What's going on, everyone?
Sorry, I'm getting rid of
welcome
a
back
video.
to the rambling.
There we go. I had to get rid of the video. It's going to bother me if I didn't. More stuff that I wish had happened in the show, or vice versa. I would say, like I said, I would say a truer. They were obviously tied, but I would have tried to have made it more like the books in like seasons 4, 5, and 6. Not so much 6 because that book hasn't come out yet. It's definitely season 5. That was the one like they said like in the weeks leading up to this premiere that the book readers were gonna hate the season because it was so unlike the books. But one character I would have tried to include is Quentin Martell. So Quentin Martell is the son of Prince Doran Martell, I believe. And he is sent east to basically visit Daenerys and offer a marriage proposal. And then by the time he gets there, she declines and says that she's promised to his Darzo Lurak. But while he's there, he is killed by a dragon, I believe. And I wish they would have included that because that factors into what I think is the prophecy that Daenerys is going to get pregnant. Because in the show has talked about this. But Miriam Mazdur, the witch, says Daenerys will never get pregnant as long as Daenerys will get pregnant again when the sun rises in the west, sets in the east, when the seas go dry, when the mountains crumble, and that's pretty much it. So she takes that as it's never going to happen. Well, several stuff happens in the books to where maybe it's more of a like more of a metaphor for this to happen, not a like literal. The sun rises in the west and sets in the east. Not literal. Not the literal sea going dry, and not a literal mountain crumbling. It's more. The sea, I think, means the Dothraki Sea, because when she flies away on Drogon, she's in the Dothraki Sea, and she notices how it's very dry. It's not as lush as it used to be. And then they think that the mountains are the pyramids of Meereen, and how she's gonna, liberate the city, and the mountains are gonna crumble, the pyramids are gonna crumble during the battle, and then the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. I believe, in my opinion, has to do with Quentin Martell. Quentin Martell, from House Martell, their sigil is a sun, so he's coming from Westeros to Meereen, west to east. The sun rises in the west. He's born in Westeros, sets in the east in Meereen, where he dies. So again, that prophecy makes a ton of sense. Yeah, I wish they would have included that at the least. But now the show's just making it out to be, the witch was wrong. So, or John's seed is very powerful. One or the other. I haven't heard from Chaz, so I'm gonna assume he is not coming back. Which is unfortunate. I'm gonna text him real quick. See what he's doing. Come on, man. What are you doing? Or wait, hang on. I'll just do it here. Come on, Chaz. What are you doing, man? All right, well, if he comes back, I'll probably do a part 2 to this. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. It's getting pretty late. I know Chaz gets to bed pretty early. But, yeah, so this was our first kind of Game of Thrones final season breakdown. I talked about doing this a little bit last year when the show was taking a break. But now, leading up to it, I'd like to have some people on, talk about theories and stuff like that. And then during the week, or when the season airs, my plan is hopefully to have a recap show, talk about everything, and hopefully, a different guest every week. And then by the time the show is done and over for good, I'd like to have a giant panel of people on to talk about it. So that's just what I'd like to do. But hope you guys enjoyed this. If Chaz comes back here in a little bit, I will post a part 2. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. So y'all have a good one. See ya.